Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Kingston, and today we have a Napoleonic Total War 3 4v4 battle. As you can see, the armies are massing together in this massive plain and hill around this town. So, real fast before it really heats up, we got a Wurttemberg, French, Polish, and another French. So 11-point France, two of them. 8-point Poland, and then 6-point Wurttemberg, and they are taking on a 10-point UK, 9-point Russia, 10 Austria, and Piedmont, Sardinia, which actually I have seen a lot more recently. So that's very cool. They're a very cool faction, actually, underrated, as I would say. But anyway. So, Wurttemberg looks like they were trying to set up with some horse artillery, getting their Jaegers and such formed up. They have some Grenadier Guard. Dang, I've never seen this before. I probably have, I just don't see it very often. You don't see Wurttemberg very often. So it's very cool to see different units. In fact, I mean, on my live stream yesterday, we were playing stuff like battles with no France at all. Just France gets played so much, and that's not a bad thing. They were very dominant in the European theater. But it's cool kind of to change it up a little bit sometimes. But today, obviously, France is going to be a very strong presence here at 11-point. Very good, very beefy infantry units. But as the coalition, as you can see, the coalition has taken the heights and is starting moving in this town. Sardinia is having some help from Russian cuirassiers and Constantine himself over here, as well as some infantry. So they're going to be taking the hill. I love this map. Last time I played, I was on here, but I got pushed by like 2 Russia and got totally wrecked. I think I ended up dying over here. But I love fighting on the outskirts of a town, or like the outside of a town. Like you got this hill, but look at this French and Polish push. We got some Hussars and Chevalier Lancers. Of course, the Lancers for Poland rolling up here. And they're coming in force on this kind of cloudy, overcast day. Man, what a dreary day to die, honestly. Could you just imagine this kind of territory, but instead like World War I trenches cut through it, and this would just, it would still be perfect tone setting, you know? So it looks actually like Wurttemberg and France kind of got pushed back just by the mass of coalition cav, but it looks like they're actually maybe coming back here, as France has some cuirassiers, some dragoons, and Soult kind of being very aggressive now, pushing, and now Austria is like, yeah, no thanks, and is going to fall back. They'll have a lot of support. I think they just were trying to push out so they couldn't see with the army. That's a good thing to use your cav for, is to kind of just bully your opponent into not being able to see what the heck your army is doing. You know, are they pushing over here? Are they pushing over here? Because France and Wurttemberg, if you look from their perspective, they probably can't see a whole lot. I mean, imagine being one of these guys. You're trying to look over this hill. You know, you're like looking. You're like, I can't really see. Like, I think I see Matt. Oh, air cav charge. Oh, we had some Royal Jaegers going into an LOC and some cav trying to maybe charge them down. A little late, Poland. Just a little too late. They're gonna fall back. But as I was saying before, you know, imagine being like artillery, and you're like, okay, where the heck are we supposed to shoot? We see some cav, but now they're hidden over the hill. Actually, what are they shooting at now? Oh, that is actually pretty cool. Look at that. They should have like a mod where you can do like a telescope lens to see what that would look like. Okay, so they're firing at some Hussars in the grove here. Killed one of them. Now the UK are going to be in the center here. They have a lot of infantry, obviously. Forming up. Obviously, Austria is going to be prevalent on this hill. They have a lot of infantry kind of sitting more behind. And I think Russia, honestly, I think they brought a ton of cav and not a lot of infantry. I believe that is, yeah, that's correct. They brought maybe 1 or 2 infantry and just all the cav. Let's see, 1 cuirassier, the general, another. Let's see, what kind of... These are like Hussars, basically. Some more, like, lighter cav. And then I know on the other side they have cuirassiers. Oh, we have actually Poland charging some grenadiers in. But Piedmont Sardinia actually did a back charge on them, hitting them as they were trying to get into the house. And as you see, it's running a little laggy here. It did a flank attack and it actually is going to force them to fall back. Now we do have Poland pushing up with a lot more infantry here. And now Sardinia Lancers are going to get charged by the Polish Lancers as this guard for Sardinia is pushing up, maybe supported by their cavalry. And this fight in the town is definitely going to be where the heat is going to be going. These guys can form square. They're going to do that as Poland is going to try pushing in here. But honestly, they probably should fall back because here comes Sardinia Cav to hit them in the back. They're going to break them. But in the chaos, Poland is pushing forward. Now they have this kind of
This building has fallen to the enemy,
as it were, into the town. They have this LOC. So kind of a victory in a way. UK is moving all their troops over to this side. Yeah, and Russian Cav, I think, is going to be super crucial in this one. They have some more Dragoons over here, more Kazakis, and they have another infantry. And where's their other heavy Cav? I know they have another one. Here it is. So a lot of artillery shooting from either side, but like I said, guys, the fight is right here. These guard look like they're trying to go in for the house.
We have taken a building, sir.
They are getting shot in the face. Oh, they took the other building. Okay, so this is going to be a street fight, which is a lot of fun. If it's played right, it can be a lot of fun. Now you can see that Sardinia is starting to lose infantry here, and Poland has made a decisive push here. Oh my goodness, I missed the massive Cav fight. So France is going in. Cuirassiers going in. They have a square that's forming to block the flank, and I think because there is a general nearby, I think Russia actually has this. Yeah, it looks like Russia has it. Sardinia was able to protect that flank. Over here we have now Poland charging in, Sardinia counter-charging with some of their Cav. And I think, oh no, Sardinia charged first, my bad. Trying to rout some Polish infantry here that could not form square. And Poland is kind of not looking as clean as they were on this side. Now, this is going to be a problem for now the French alliance, because their Carabiniers, Hussars, and like such just got broken by Russia. Russia had some really good units, had a gen nearby to ensure the men stayed in the fight, and they can now start swinging around this flank. France, of course, is going to be here. Poor Sardinia is probably going to have to hold a lot. Of course, they can get some Cav support, but here we go now. Poland's actually charging some Cav in as well. Wait, whose gen died? Wait, really? Suchet died? See, I missed that. Okay, so the French did have a gen, you know, just to help boost theirs, but I think they just didn't have enough Cav. And now some Chevaliers are going to charge some Coney. I'm not going to try to say the rest of that. But I think Russia's going to clean up that side, but France still has a massive army, so France can still make a decisive push here. Poland is trying to reform here. Still nothing happening over here. Austria is going to be able to swing around, and they're probably the one engaging this 11-point assault. Yeah, more and more Cav from both sides. Oh, it's because they have artillery here. Well, thankfully, I think Sardinia is going to be able to save their artillery. The 6-pounder is going to be okay. They're setting up danger close. I would have set them up like over here. Maybe over here, just because you have France coming in and Sardinia's trying to hold against them. You see Sardinia is going to be having to hold against two armies. Hopefully the UK is going to help them. But the UK actually is fighting Wurttemberg, you know. And this town fight is just becoming a mess.
Sir, our general is under attack.
He's not under attack. Computer doesn't know what he's talking about. But at least Sardinia is bringing a lot of infantry, but like I said, they're going to need it. The good thing going for them is that this 11-pointer does not have a lot of squares. So this Russian cav, if it plays right, it can become hell for this French army. Now, France does have artillery setting up right here, some howitzers. Now, this may be something you guys can agree or disagree. I think that maybe Poland should have moved some of their guys that could form square, if they had any, to go over here. Because look at this already. Russian cav is hitting this French army and really starting to hurt them.
Our men are running, sir.
In my opinion, I don't think France should advance here because they have no cav to defend. Unless they have an ally shift, like, send these lancers over here to defend your flank. Because if France can't make a decisive push because of this heavy cav that just keeps rushing in, it's gonna be a problem. Because you can see this Russian cav, my goodness, they are just shutting this French army down, unfortunately, and France just can't do a whole lot about it. So all these lancers sitting back here, guys, should be over here supporting this French army. There's nothing France can do. Over here, it looks like Sardinia was continually charging down some of their own cav, trying to break Poland. And Wurttemberg is set up on this hill. UK are engaging using this town as a defense. The other French army, I have not seen it yet, but it is coming. I know that. It is coming. Hopefully it's not too far behind because the rest of their army is engaged already. So here we go. We got militia in the front lines. We got some guys to boost the morale. Really good quality infantry to boost the morale. France is setting up and starting to fire. So France is going to get in position. I think they have, yep, they have some guys that can form square. Good, good. To deal with the heavies, they have to. They have to have these guys on the flank and just hope that Sardinia doesn't get too close. We have howitzers blasting. Oh, the howitzers are going for the cav. In this battle, I think France is going to start making some really decisive pushes here, actually. Looking like they're doing really good. They're running. They're running here, going for Sardinia. What a gorgeous battle so far. We have grenadiers in the front lines here. They have militia sitting with them as well, but I think probably Russia is going to start shifting cav to the center to hit because, you know, no, the square is still going to get charged. Still going to get charged, guys.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
I'm totally ignoring this part. I'm sorry, guys. So, Wurttemberg actually is looking very good, as UK maybe shouldn't have advanced, as you can see this kind of ring. Just a ton of units focusing on one little side. So, if anything, I think the UK should fall back, use the town. You don't have to be very aggressive here. You could be defensive and just let this part play out, because honestly, I think that Russia's doing an amazing job with Sardinia of just destroying the French that can't form square. They're just punching holes in their center. Looking very good. You can see they're having some breakage already. So France, unfortunately, ever since they lost the cav, it's just been an uphill fight for them. Literally, they're fighting uphill. No pun intended. You see Russia has a lot of cav sitting way over here, but more Russian cav charging in, trying to make a mass break here, as well as some militia charging in. This is becoming a little bit of a disaster as France is starting to have a mass rout here. Yeah, France is mass routing. They may come back. They may come back, but still, this flank, Poland is now going to be fighting by themselves. Now, they do have some infantry still in the army over here. I think a lot of these infantry may come back. I mean, France does have good morale, so they may just have to be defensive over here. But look at the losses they've taken on the side. But, you know, this hill fight's been very brutal for them, for sure. Sardinia is actually following up in militia, trying to make sure these guys don't come back. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, you can't see anything with the smoke. Okay, so with that going one way, we do have Wurttemberg fighting. Austria is now pushing up to help the UK out. But here comes the other French army pushing up over here. Now this French army is going to start making a flanking push on the orchard. My goodness, this battle is just good. It's raging. It's like just so, no one's waiting around. Everybody's just fighting. I love it. So there's a lot of cav here, guys. You have the light bobs, you have blue horse dragoons, a lot of cav, but all the infantry for Austria has shifted over to this side. So this is going to be concerning. I think their flank for the UK is going to start breaking. And you see France actually starting to have a lot of men come back, so France is not out of this fight yet. It was just like a morale crash, unfortunately. And they can fall back to this hill. I think that they can afford to fall back. They still have part of the town, and just wait to see how this flank goes. Because if they win on this flank, they don't need to be being aggressive here. Of course, they have to also deal with like some heavies and some
Our men are running,
lights
sir.
and the like such. Both sides have continually lost. You do have some guard rushing down the hill, going for some 34E. Gonna finally drive them back, and this part is kind of maybe like a pause. Now, France, look at this. I believe almost every single unit has come back. So that's good. They can rest up their army and they can do well. Now over here, France is making a huge push. They're gonna isolate these 3 Grenadier and combat gen too. I would fall back as Austria. This is not a fight you're gonna win. Fall back, distract this many troops, because you need to distract as many as possible, because France is starting to really push. UK are really starting to lose here. This is becoming a concern. As you can see, thankfully this is an excellent position because of this road. You can shift troops all along the front. Technically not in this village yet. The UK are working on it. The UK are working on it, but it may take a minute. We do have, well, it looks like, yep, we do have France, or not France, but Poland engaging here. Maybe they should have waited a second. I don't know. But here we got some Lancers now going to charge in, take these Cuirassiers on the flank. Like I said, this Russian, oh, nice flanking charge as well. Russia may have overextended themselves here, as Poland is just going to committing a lot of cav here, and Russia may have to fall back here. They lost their heavy cav. They do have a square here still, and they do have more cav coming over, which is like, if I was Poland, I'd be like, great, just more and more. You can see that actually Poland is extracting themselves from that fight, trying to get rid of as much of the Russian cav as possible. Russia trying to rush them towards the square. Ha, no pun intended there either. Ooh, Sardinia is charging the 4-pound howitzers, and they're definitely going to take them out. I think France is probably distracted, trying to help out with this cav fight that is so crucial to their survival. Hopefully they can volley this cav, and yeah, I thought they were going to try to go for the 12-pounder. So Poland is still holding this valley. Now let's check over here. Checking over here, it looks like France is starting to just really push here. Oh, Austria was not microing, and their Cuirassiers got charged by the French Cuirassiers, and they're probably going to break them.
Our men are running, sir.
France is still pushing. Wurttemberg is still pushing. As you can see, their lines are still intact. French alliance is still intact. This battle has just gone back and forth. There's been some hiccups, but guys, it is still in the ballpark for either side at this point. Sardinia has a small victory here with this hill, taking the outskirts of this town, but it is not over yet. Poland is not gone, and France is still definitely very far from gone. And now that Russia has lost some of their cav, France may actually be able to push up, be a little more aggressive here. Over here, France is actually looking pretty good. Now, Austria did have some more infantry. They're able to push up here. What is this, 8-pounders? Yeah, 8-pounders. And that Cuirassiers did break, unfortunately. But these 8-pounders are probably evening the odds. You can see they are just blasting away at Austrian infantry here.
All hope is lost, sir. This battle is almost done.
And this is an excellent position for Wurttemberg. I think the UK should fall back to the town. They're just getting shot in the flank. This is 4 units, technically 5, maybe even 6, shooting at this one area, guys. One area right here. They need to fall back to the town, in my opinion. That's what I would say at this point. Just fall back to the town. Use the natural choke points to your advantage. But anywho, so we do have more cuirassiers from Austria sitting back. We do have artillery sitting here. They can maybe help push back this French army. Don't know where actually the artillery on this hill is shooting at. But we have possibly more LOCs being taken. Yeah, UK is taking more of the LOC. And France is advancing again. It's like Bunker Hill. We do have some Lancers rushing down, maybe trying to go for... I don't know what. Actually, I don't know what they're going for. Maybe they're trying to get through to artillery. But here we go. Russia is coming in again. And these guys cannot form square, guys. Look, they're already... I feel like they're already wavering. Russia's... Oh my goodness, what an excellent volley before they got in. Of course, they're going to probably still lose several units here, as Russia is just gonna collapse on this whole flank. But they did some real damage to that guard cav. But at the same time, they're ignoring this and going straight up for Sardinia. I like this. They're going straight for the throat here, guys. They're determined to take this hill, just defeat Sardinia. Russia is going to have to wait a little bit because their guys are probably tired. Yeah, they're tired. You do have a unit back here that is going to probably start really hurting this fight. Let us check over here where France is making some pushes here against Austria. Austria is actually starting to lose a little bit here. Some of their guys are becoming concerned. They're voicing their concerns to the officer. So France, like I said, guys, is making a push. Sardinia is trying to hold. Sardinia has been holding against 2 factions here. Oh, we had some... Wait. They broke? Probably some artillery focused them down. Oh. So it looks like maybe Poland tried going for these 6-pounders and got pushed back. This fight's still raging, guys. Neither side has really made any headway. Over here, it looks like Austria maybe is going to start. They have some cav going in. Actually, France is really starting to make a good push here. They have a lot of heavy cav on this side. They are heavy on this side, and the UK is not done a whole lot. Maybe they are going to now. Some of these guys can form square. I would be very cautious here if the UK are going to do something drastic. But look at this charge here. We got Dragoons along with some infantry rushing up, and Austria is going to start breaking on this side. Huge break. This could be what the French needed this whole time. We have some cuirassiers, of course, rushing up here, and more UK infantry rushing up here trying to install this battle. I think the UK are starting to lose over here, sadly. Poland is pushing up with some of their infantry attacking the flank of the UK. Over here, this fight is actually not looking as good for the French. Guys, this battle is just so back and forth. I don't know who's going to win this still. I mean, because Sardinia's holding. They have to hold. In fact, they have to make a breakthrough because over here, their ally is mass breaking here. Although, look at the UK coming in strong, going for the cav and infantry of France here. So they may make a big push here as all of this cav is just pushing up. These cuirassiers are going to get out of here. France still has some guys on the flank, but they have to keep them on the flank because of these Gredens for Austria. And now I think the UK are going to start... No, they're not. The UK do not want to leave their position. They want to stand their ground. They are determined to stand their ground. Now, here we go. I am apologizing because I'm trying to catch everything, but we have Russia now doing some cav charges, breaking the French. And they have some militia pushing up here. Going to probably do some real damage to the French here. And now France is once again falling back. France just can't make a decisive push. They don't have the cav, and their morale is honestly probably not doing too hot. I'm surprised that Poland, maybe they were shifted over cav to help on this side, but I'm surprised Poland's not trying to watch the flank for France. I mean, they need to work together, or else this is going to go terribly, because Sardinia and Russia are just working beautifully. They are helping each other out, doing successive charges. Russia may lose their cav now, but it may be too late at this point in time. Over here, it looks like, yep, France looks like they're coming out on top. They have so much cav still. So much cav that could have been used over here, I feel like. But of course, they had to face the cav on that side too. France, I think, is not going to come back this time. I mean, they came back once. I don't think they're coming back twice.
Our men
Poland
are running,
may
sir.
defeat. They may defeat Russia in the long run, their cav, but for now they are not. And now I think that this whole side needs to be defensive on the hill, maybe only. Wurttemberg is making some pushes, and so is France, so even if they lose over here, they still could make a big push. They just gotta be fast. We do have a square getting charged by the UK. Probably not gonna do too hot, as it is in fact a square. Hi, bud. Alright, well.
Horses.
Yes, those are horses. Okay, so now it looks like we have Austria forming up over here. They have their artillery still on the hill to support them. They still have some heavy cav in this fight. As you can see, their artillery are leveling the French infantry here. Over here, I think this 11-pointer has definitely lost. They're just trying to maybe hold back Sardinia. That's their only job at this point, is they have to try to hold back Sardinia and Russia until something big happens on this side, which, like I said before, guys, Wurttemberg is just shooting UK to pieces. UK just has not been able to really stop this fight. Their general, Sir Thomas Graham, he's trying to inspire his men, but they're falling, and actually he's starting to get shot to pieces as well. So I think Wurttemberg is finally making a breakthrough. France is kind of, I think they're trying to deal with, see, Austria should attack right now. They could push up and attack these 4 French and cause them to have to, you know what I mean. If I don't know why they're not bayonet charging this square. Oh, there we go. They just probably were taking a second, but they're gonna defeat this square so easily. And of course they don't get volleyed by the 30E. They have some more cav coming in, trying to hit Austria and take them out here. France now bayonet charging what looks like a square, so they may actually finally defeat Austria here, and now they can start moving up and taking out the rest of Austria. Guys, it's looking so seesaw right now. This is a seesaw battle. Austria is trying to force Sardinia to stay back. Artillery are just going to try blasting. Now, like I said, guys, the guard bringing some, just 2 infantry, but all the cav they brought have done so much work here. They may be trying to go for an artillery. Oh, never mind. They are helping to defeat the Polish infantry. And we have some more lancers now charging down, trying to get out these dragoons out of the fight. They're just trying to be defensive here, and that's not a bad idea. Oh, even going for Constantine. Constantine is going to waver and break, and that is going to be a big defeat for the morale of Russia. Now Sardinia is still making a very good push. This is why I like Sardinia, guys. They have some good infantry, and they can bring a lot. It's like Bavaria. There's a couple other ones like it, obviously. So now Austria is going to be falling back to this hill. They have artillery still watching out for them. Artillery going to be able to help drive back any Wurttemberg French push. France, if they're doing the smart thing, they're going to go around this hill and maybe cave in on the flank for the artillery. Let's see here. So Wurttemberg is still pushing. Yeah, they're still pushing. We got some skirmishers. Yeah. And line infantry going through the grove. Artillery, we firing at them. Let's see, what does Austria have? So they still have just some line infantry. Which, if there's no... Yeah, line infantry. No cav, though. Or they have some cav over there. So Wurttemberg is pushing through the town. They've already taken one of the LSC. Yep, in the town. We do have Poland and France pushing up here to still hold this line. I think that actually Russia is going to run out of steam here. All right, later, bud. And like I said, Sardinia is maybe pushing. They don't really have a lot of artillery really to hold this position. They do have the numbers, and if they can work with... the question is, does Russia have any cav left? I think the answer is no. I think they finally lost all their cav. But they did what they could, or did what they should, which was basically destroy a whole French army. I would have hated to be France in that situation. I have been in that situation. It's terrible. If you lose your cav, for whatever reason, it's just the end of the road. End of the line. Now, what we may have happening here...
Sir, your general has been killed. This is a black day.
France going for this 4-pointer. They may be trying to win by LOC a victory. I think... Rostaf lost their general, I think. As Sardinia. But they're actually doing pretty good still without a gen, you know? They still have this hill, and look at the bloody hill. And I mean that is in, like, the amount of blood that's probably flowing down this hill into this road. It is just ridiculous. We do have some men maybe doing an bayonet charge, some militia, sacrificing themselves so that they can get away.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, they're going to sacrifice them so the rest of the infantry can get away, and this may be where France is deciding with to push. Now we do have Wurttemberg pushing up here. Let's see, they have some of their infantry going in against Sardinia, so this is starting to fall apart for the coalition, unfortunately, which I hate to see because they did such a good job. But also, of course, so did the French alliance. Both sides did so well in this battle. This is just, it's very impressive.
Our men are running, sir.
Alright, so they did lose the LOC. I think that the French alliance is probably going to win this. As you can see, unfortunately, Sardinia they lost their advantage of cav when Russia broke finally. And now they are feeling the wrath of the Polish cav, who's going to probably break like all these units at once. As once they lost their general, their morale just began to plummet.
Our men are running, sir.
And I think this is going to be a win for the French alliance here, as Sardinia is going to break and Austria is going to pull through. France still has so much good quality cav over here, unfortunately. And I think this is going to wrap it up. But what a fight, guys. I mean, the coalition should not be upset about this. I mean, obviously you always get upset when you lose, but they did so well considering. You know, they did so well. I think the only where they went wrong, I think UK should not have fought outside the town. Wurttemberg went like this. Just literally like that. This all was firing at whatever was sitting right here. It was basically, you could have like triple the numbers shooting. You can use the town, like sit back here and sit right here, use the LOC, and let them break up their formation trying to advance through the town.
Our men are running, sir.
I'm getting distracted here as there's some farming happening here. I'm just kidding. Sardinia does have some infantry left here, but not a lot, as Poland's gonna what remains of the Polish and French is gonna push them over. But seriously, what a hill to die on. You know, this is just well defended and well attacked.
Our men are running, sir.
I feel, I don't know, one of the better battles I've seen. You know, just one of the better ones for sure. We do have some Ulani gonna go for the artillery, horse artillery here, and take them out of the fight. if only Russia had not lost their cav here, which I know that's a stupid thing to say because obviously they hadn't. They'd still have it and could turn the tables. But they did so much against France. I mean, their cav got so many kills here. I think this battle's about over. I think there's one LOC that probably Austria just needs to walk out of, and this fight will go down in the playbooks, guys. We will look at the stats. And okay, guys, so that one was sent in by Drogo staff in the Lord's Discord. It was posted in replays. As you can see, the kills and deaths here. Wurttemberg really did a good job of destroying the UK, unfortunately. Although the UK, you can see basically the losses were from the UK, basically, or from the Wurttemberg. Let's see, 11. Yeah, so Russia and Sardinia did the excellent hold. Unfortunately, I think Austria just was kind of spread out a little bit too much with the forces they had. They were left and right. They were trying to be good support, but unfortunately just weren't able to really support very well. Philippe was the one who kept having to deal with Russia. So you see he took a lot of losses, but still they were able to decisively make that push in the end here. At least I believe that was them. Yeah, with the losses, that was definitely him. Let's see, who got the most kills? These guard did really well. Man, look at his cav, though. Got 4 experience. You see a lot of the infantry got some good kills, just overall. One of the infantry did not get some kills, they lost 99. They could have been the ones in the house, or in the, who knows. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that battle. If you're not subscribed and you would like to support the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. The sooner I can get to the, I know it's always the big one, 1,000, then I can actually, there's a couple more perks that unlock in YouTube that would be really nice to be able to use when talking to you guys, like the discussion board on my YouTube channel. Just little stuff like that. Yeah. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.